piece. I got them for $97.50. I want to just get rid of them. They're brand spanking new. They're made by the Amish, and they're really, really nice. And I believe Brooks used to say they're one size fits all. Okay?
That's correct.
That's correct. So anyway, we got some right out here in front of the store if you want to look at them. $97.50, but that offer absolutely, teetotally expires today. If you're listening and you say, gosh, I think I could buy them and resell them and make money. Yeah, you can. At that price, you absolutely can. So look online, look them up. Composite type, folding Adirondack chairs. You'll find them real quick, $300 and $400. And we got them for $97.50 today. And today only. How late are we open today?
We're open until 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Not in the morning, right?
No.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. Let's
4.5
clarify
hours
that.
from now.
People be calling me up at midnight saying, I'm at your store and the door's locked. So anyway, Weller's is 337-8228. On the web, it's wellers.com. And we're here today. We're going to be open at 9 o'clock. They may be open now. I just can't see the showroom from here. So they may be open now. Also, like our page on Facebook. What is it? It's Wellers. We have two of them, Wellers Sheds and Carports.
Yep.
And Wellers Utility Trailers.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, like us on Facebook if you would. We have a few hundred likes. We're trying to get to at least 1,000 and then 2,000 and then a gazillion after that. So anyway, 337-8228. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. You can also watch us online at wellerdoesdelmarva.com, and that's on the World Wide Web. We'll be back in just a minute, everybody. Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. This is Butch Everett from Emmert Auction Associates in Rehoboth Beach. I want to invite you to a terrific auction, 8 lots between Georgetown and Bridgeville near Collins Pond. Now, this is the Pine Bluff subdivision on Wilson Hill Road. We are selling 7 lots on Forsythia Lane with site evaluations. You can put mobile homes, modulars, or stick-built homes on these nice large lots in the country between Georgetown and Bridgeville. Now, don't miss this sale this Saturday at 11 a.m. on site, rain or shine. See emmertauction.com for plot plan, details, and terms of sale. Pine Bluffs, unreserved. These lots are going to sell. If they sell for $100 or $1 million, they will sell this Saturday at 11 a.m. on site, rain or shine.
Estate of the late Walter Grant. See emmertauction.com for details and directions.
CBS News Update. I'm Gary Nunn. The World Health Organization revises its stats on Ebola.
The number of cases is still increasing. We have just passed the mark of 10,000 registered cases. Now, it's important really to stress that we know that there are more people out there who are infected and who have not been reported.
Tariq Yashogovich of the WHO.
Out of those that we have recorded, we have approximately half of people who have died. But we really believe that due to this underreporting, that the actual fatality ratio is anywhere between 60 and 70%.
First tests done on a New Jersey woman who treated Ebola patients in West Africa and quarantined after her U.S. arrival have come back negative for Ebola. A New York City physician who contracted the virus while working in West Africa is being treated at Bellevue Hospital. This Manhattan resident staying calm.
Everybody else in this country at least is surviving and not worried about it at all.
CBS News Update. I'm Gary Nunn.
Listen to Dave Jones from Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning this Tuesday at 8:10. Give us a call. He'll be happy to answer any of your heating and air and geothermal questions. Find out how you can upgrade your home to be more energy efficient Tuesday morning right here on Delaware 105.9.
The Autumn Home and Condo Show returns to the Ocean City Convention Center this weekend. Hundreds of new ideas on remodeling, decorating, and accessorizing your home. Build a deck or build a new home from the ground up. Shop, compare, and get expert advice all under one roof. Free drawings, cooking show, and door prizes galore. Admission only $6, seniors and students $5, and kids 13 and under, as well as military, police, and fire personnel are free. The Autumn Home and Condo Show at the Ocean City Convention Center, 40th Street and Coastal Highway, today and Sunday.
Thanks for listening to Delaware 105.9 on your radio. And for your convenience, streaming live online. Visit Delaware1059.com to hear local news and talk for Delmarva online, streaming 24/7. Sponsored in part by Dart First State. Let Dart do the driving. Save money, save gas, ride greener. Bus routes statewide between Rehoboth, Georgetown, Dover, and Wilmington. Delaware 105.9. Streaming live at Delaware1059.com.
Political insider Sean Barney has a finance plan for Delaware. His plan means a higher gas tax, higher tolls, a new statewide property tax, and more debt. How can Barney's plan be so wrong for taxpayers? It's because, as the News Journal says, Barney does not have any direct financial experience. Call Sean Barney at 990-2752 and tell him taxpayers can't afford his plan or his financial inexperience.
How about a better plan for Delaware's finances? One actually designed by a finance guy. Ken Simpler has 20 years of experience as a chief financial officer and a money manager who's overseen $1 billion portfolio. Simpler's plan focuses on transparency, so we can see how our money is spent, accountability, so we know our money isn't wasted, and certainty, so we invest wisely and plan ahead for tough times. Call Ken Simpler at 727-9955 and tell him you support his plan to protect taxpayers.
Paid for by the Foundation of Delaware's Future, LLC. Learn more about the Foundation for Delaware's Future, LLC at elections.delaware.gov.
Hi, I'm Christina Lassard with Lassard Builders. If you are looking for a new home, one of your biggest challenges is trying to force your family's current and future needs into a specific home plan. At Lassard Builders, our goal is to build a true custom home where you can make changes or add features to one of our plans, or we'll help you design your own. Whether downsizing or expanding, work hand in hand with my father and third generation builder to build the home that suits your family's current and future needs. Stop by our model home in the East Villages of 5 Points or online at lazardbuilders.com.
Keeping it local is important to third-generation builder Brian Lassard and the Lassard Builders team. They are loyal to local contractors, businesses, and continually give back by volunteering and serving on nonprofit boards. They have a new blog called Live Delaware, dedicated to supporting locally owned and operated organizations. Join in by going to LassardBuilders.com and clicking on the Live Delaware tab. Live Delaware is just a reminder to keep it local in the nation's small wonder.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
We are, everybody. Hey, Jim Weller here. And we're right here live at Weller's in Bridgeville. I guess we're going to have a busy day. They tell me the crowds are forming. So you're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. We are live at Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville. This is a weekly show I do right now. It's from 8 to 9. And next Saturday, I get to be on for one more hour, 7 in the morning till 9 in the morning. I had mentioned earlier, if you had any interest in me helping you promote your business or your product or something like that, an event, I am open-minded. Advertising is something I like to do, kind of think I'm reasonably good at it, and would love to help promote something if you got something going on, such as my insurance man, L&W Insurance Agency. I talk to him every once in a while, and I talk to many people, and they say to me, why do you promote your advertisers so hard? Because I know them, I've dealt with them, I like them, they're good people, and that's why I associate my name with them. And one of them is L&W Insurance Agency. They've been serving Delaware for over 60 years. They sell auto insurance, home, like homeowners insurance, health, life, commercial coverage. They even have these umbrella policies. I've never seen an umbrella policy, but I have plenty of them. So anyway, I like this, and I know it seems trivial, but I like it when I call during normal business hours and I get a human being answer the phone. I just like that. And then I'll say, can I talk to Sandra? Then they might say to me, well, she's out to lunch or tied up. Would you like somebody else? Instead of just dumping me into the voicemail. So I like that. They're one of the largest independent agencies in Delaware, and they represent you, not the policyholder. And to explain that just a little better, it means if you buy insurance from a company that sells one brand and one brand only of insurance, the problem with that is that insurance agent actually works for that insurance company. If you buy insurance from a company that sells 5 or 10 or 20 different brands of insurance, they actually represent you because they are shopping one insurance company against another. So you want to keep that in mind when you're shopping for insurance. It's important, and that way you can get, a little bit of a better quote that way. So the phone number is 856-7828, 856-7828 on the web. It's lwinsurance.com. Next, I have a guest. Sean from First Class Heating and Air. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
All right. It's getting chillier.
It's feeling nice out there.
Yes.
Finally feeling like fall.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So it's the time of year, I think. Well, let me just say, First Class Heating and Air did a couple heating and air conditioning systems for me, done some repair works at another property, encapsulated underneath of my house. I'm happy. I like the service. I like the price. I like the quality of the products they sell. And so we talk about once a month about First Class Heating and Air. And this time of year, I'm going to presume people are thinking, does my heater really work?
Right.
And is it working efficiently?
Yes. Yeah, well,
And,
that's what we're getting into right now. Is they're starting to turn systems on.
Right.
We went through the summer, had a great summer, had a very mild August and September. So
everybody got some breathing room there.
But now is the time. So systems have been turned off. They've been kind of sitting there in dormant for a while. So it's a good time to get them checked up. And I always say the worst thing you can do is wait till it to get absolutely too cold and then flip it on and then find out,
yeah,
what do we do? So, go ahead and start them up. Get them going. Get them serviced. Get them tuned up. Get them ready to go for the season.
Now, when you say tune up, what I call that is a person comes out and kind of checks it over. I know I said this, but they change or clean the filter, right?
Correct.
That's like a huge important thing if that filter's been sitting all summer long.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
In other words.
All the bad dust, all the
Right.
bad stuff that's in the air gets stopped right there.
Right.
And if it sits there and nothing's going across it, it could grow other
Something.
things. So and then once you turn the fan on, you start.
You're just
breathing
blowing
again.
those other things right
So,
into your house.
And also once you start restricting airflow and all that, it just makes the system run harder. I mean, gas furnaces, it can cause them to run a little hotter and cause some other issues. So, but it's just normal practice. You want to clean it out, get them ready to go. Yes, they do a tune-up where they come in and clean the coils, check refrigerant levels, make sure everything is operating efficiently as it can. On gas systems and oil systems, make sure the nozzles are ready.
Whether it's propane or natural gas?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and then even if it's just a heat pump?
Heat pump, fuel oil, straight electric heat,
Okay.
geothermal.
So pretty much anything anybody has.
Anything
Do you do work at commercial properties?
We do.
Okay, so you can work on a residential, or if it's a big commercial type unit, you also could do that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
and now another thing I noticed when I dealt with you, that when you did the encapsulation, the electrical work that was needed, you guys did it yourself.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so that's another service you offer is electrical.
Absolutely. Electrical, plumbing,
Okay.
everything that we do. So we have license on staff for all of that.
In Delaware and Maryland?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we take care of it all.
Because where it made me just feel more comfortable was I dealt with one company, and I didn't have to worry about, something's not working. Do I check the electric? Do I check the propane? Do I check you hook? Because you even hooked up the propane.
Yeah, right to the
Right. I mean, you took
Yeah,
a unit out and you hooked the other one up.
Correct. Yes. Yeah,
Did I ask for something that you don't normally do?
No.
Okay.
We definitely do that. We don't
But what
install propane.
No,
tanks
right. You're not
like
looking
that,
to
but
run
we-
propane lines.
Right. Yes, but
Right.
we hook right back into it, pressure test them, make sure that they're leak checked
But
and all that.
I just meant if I have any questions about my heating or air conditioning, I only have to wonder, am I going to deal with one company? That's it. One call.
Right.
One call does it all.
Exactly. Nice and easy.
That's my new slogan.
There
One
you
call
go.
does it all.
But then you also have the with that, like you said, you've gotten a couple of systems from us for your personal house from some other properties. The maintenance agreements that come along with that.
Yeah, that's
those
right.
things.
Yep.
So, and we just discussed a little bit, getting ready to
Getting mine checked,
getting yours
yeah.
checked out, and get that ready to go for the season. So it's very important,
Yep.
just to keep up on that. But like I said, most people do always hesitate to turn their systems on because I want to keep it going and I want to make sure that I want to drag out the summer as long as I can because as soon as I turn it over to heat, that means it's over.
Right.
And I always say that if you have a system that's efficient, that's comfortable, it shouldn't matter what time of year it is. It shouldn't matter what the setting on that thermostat is. If you're comfortable and you're happy in your house with a very efficient system, you don't have to sacrifice. Well, I don't want to turn on because it's going to cost me a little bit more money
Scared to
or
flip
do
the
this.
switch or
Yes,
something.
so my system goes back and forth depending
All
on
the
whatever
time.
time it is. Whatever the outdoor temperature is. I like to keep a consistent temperature in the house, and I know it's energy efficient, and I know that I'm not going to sacrifice being colder a little bit longer because I want to save a few extra dollars here. So,
And it's always best to check it ahead of time.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah,
It's always best to get prepared.
at least once a year. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone says that the service maintenance agreements we check them twice a year. To
that
make
is
sure
right,
that's
yeah.
right. These systems run. Most heating air conditioning systems run 300 days a year or minimum.
really?
I mean, it's just something. And the heating season, we actually have 3 times as many heating hours and cooling hours. So that's really where it's energy efficient. You want something that's going to save you the most amount of money. It has to be something that is capable of handling more of a heat load on that. So, all those things are really what's going to come down to the bottom line of what's going to put more money back in your pocket at the end of the year.
Because you're going to heat or air condition your house either way. You want to do it as if you're going to do it anyway, you want to do it as efficiently as you can. And I got this electronic thermostat from you. The number one thing I like about it is it tells me the temperature outside, as odd as that sounds. But if somebody had an older unit, can you put one of those new thermostats on it?
It depends. They've come a long way with thermostats right now.
Okay.
They have a lot of Wi-Fi enabled thermostats, and all the way down just to base systems. So the one you have is one of their communicating specialty type thermostats, but they do have many of the same features on standard thermostats out there. So if you do have a regular, just a regular 10-year-old system.
I'm not trying to talk you into pushing thermostat installs.
No, not. But I mean, it's
it was such a neat thing. That's all.
And there's a lot of people that like that. I mean, we live in an area that's a lot of second homes.
Right.
And so remote access is great. You can have a wireless access as long as you have a router in your house. You can have access to your thermostat and see exactly what it's doing.
Isn't that amazing?
Which is this time of year, it's wonderful. If you haven't been down for, you have a house or a condo down at the beach and you haven't been down there for a few weeks, and then you look at the weather and say, wow, it's going to be in the high 30s or low 40s.
I want it toasty when I get there.
Maybe I should turn the heat on because I've left everything off so nothing freezes, and you don't have to drive down or call a neighbor to come over and do it. You can go right online and boom, it's done. So that's kind of a nice feature in that. And there are a lot of aftermarket ones out there. There are a lot of ones you can get over the counter. But I always say I see this quite a lot that if you get one, make sure that you have it installed by a proper company because. More than not, it sounds like it's easy to do, but when you cross up one wire or don't turn something on or don't turn something off, you can cause some major issues to a system.
I had that exact thing. I had that exact thing by another company, in other words, and it was just a lot of work, and it never worked just right because, just because.
That's what happens, right?
Yep. So, in other words, the nice thing I have experience with dealing with you guys is one call does it all. I just... so whether you need heat or air. Now, your quotes are free, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if somebody has a system that is operating and all that, and they say, is my house getting the best fuel mileage it can, miles per gallon?
Right.
In other words, what did you call that, a home performance test?
Yeah, the home energy assessment. Basically, it's a test we come in. We did that at your house.
Right.
And it measures where the house may be losing efficiency or how many times an hour it's breathing. A house to be healthy has to breathe, a certain amount of times, which means
that's air
exchanges, yes, and,
okay.
and get it so you don't have stale air, you don't have anything. But there's a fine line there. If you're breathing too often or have too many air exchanges, you're losing a lot of efficiency on the system. So you really want to make sure that the airflow is right where it needs to be, which means the house can be tightened up, or if it's too tight, you have to bring in, better air.
Crack a few windows.
Right, or do something mechanically. But insulation, find this. What it also does is helps to check the problem areas. So the rooms that have never been quite as comfortable as they could be. Those cold rooms in the wintertime or hot rooms in the summertime, we isolate that. You can see where insulation may be lacking or maybe getting not enough airflow into the room or not enough airflow out of the room. And so, we can go through all those things and basically instead of just throwing a dart at the board and saying, hey, I hope this new system fixes your problem.
Right.
Details
it's more science
now.
It's
right down to exactly where
it
is.
Not a lot of guesswork. We get all done and say,
Yep.
I had hoped it would have worked for you.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, do you sell those ductless systems?
We do, and that's one thing I was going to mention. They are they're pretty hot right now. You hear about them all over the place, but we've been putting quite a lot of them in, and they are wonderful, wonderful systems. They're very high efficiency, and they take out, like we said, those hot and cold rooms. Mm-hmm. They take out those if you have certain rooms that maybe aren't as comfortable as they could be, or
right.
3-season rooms that you want to turn
That's
into a 4-season room. Yes,
I have one of them. It's even got ductwork in it. Mm-hmm. But it's just always a little too cold or always a little too hot.
Right, and these rooms are sized, those units are sized specifically for that. You can actually put up to 8 indoor units on one outdoor unit.
Can you
so
really?
You can zone an entire house. And the neat thing about that is zoning is just, we always say it's like if you're going in and you wanted to run a sink in your kitchen, you don't have to turn on the sink in every other spigot in the house. You just want it on in the kitchen. Well, it's the same thing with these ductless systems. If you just want one room to be a certain temperature, you can have every room in the house that has one of those units in there be a different temperature. So the bedroom's cooler, the
Isn't that cool?
living room warmer, in different times of day and all that. So it's really a wonderful way of doing that. But efficiency-wise, they're some of the most efficient systems. I mean, more so than even geothermal on a lot of them. So they really are wonderful. Yeah, we have plenty of information on those. We do quite a lot of those. They're
Free
good
quotes.
systems. Free quotes, absolutely.
So I could honestly just have you come out and talk to me for free.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
We can get together and talk.
All right. Well, anyway, 934-8900. Have you changed the phone number, or is that
We
still
have not,
it?
and that does both our offices, either down here up through Bear, Delaware. I mean, a lot
really?
of people, so
Okay.
we do. You
Even if
like
they're
this one
in
call.
Maryland, they would just call that same
call
number?
That number. We have local numbers. Check all the check our website, check the books.
Okay.
There are some local numbers for everywhere, but that's one thing to remember. We do obviously all the way up through into from Bear all the way down to the Virginia line and basically the entire Delaware and Maryland.
You go through some
Eastern
vehicles.
Shore, so we do a lot of miles.
Tires and brakes.
and
Okay.
maintenance, yes, sir.
Maintenance, yep. FirstClassHVAC.com. Give them a call, 934-8900. Anything else?
That's great. I appreciate being on. Good to see you.
Well, thanks a lot. All right, well, have a good weekend,
You
Sean.
too, Jim. Thank you.
Okay, that's First Class Heating and Air. I highly recommend them. And I actually have had people call me up and say, Jim, you really happy with them people off the air? In other words, yeah, I'm happy with them. I deal with them. So wouldn't deal with them if I wasn't happy with them. Brandon, you holding up all right over there?
I sure am.
Want to remind people we are live right here at my office in Bridgeville. And the other thing is next week we're going to 2 hours long. Very excited about that. Hey, I do have, if you are in the chimney cleaning business, I have a chimney that needs cleaning that I would like to possibly have done in exchange for advertising your business. So in other words, if you are in the chimney cleaning business and you would like a little promoting after you clean my chimney, I am interested in it. I have a rental house that has a, what's it called? Not a fireplace, a wood stove type thing. And I want to get the chimney cleaned. So any questions about that or any interest in that, give me a call, 337-7300 for that one, 337-7300. And you look at it and talk to me about cleaning it. I'll talk about promoting you, and we will do some bartering. I think that's the word for that. And I do want to mention somebody new I have got to know, Scott Sockrider from Professional Power Wash. Just recently did some business with him. First, my daughter Jenny had her house power washed. Very happy, very good price. She was, a good price always makes you skeptical until the job gets done. And then you're like, wow, that's a good price and a good job, good service. Scott's a real good guy. He's been doing power washing for like 12 years. Only been in business now for a few years himself, but he's been doing this for 12 years, so it's not his first day on the job. And I really like him. So then I had him come and clean my roof. It had these streaks running down the roof. Now, that I don't know if he power washed it because I wasn't there, but he somehow scrubbed it, and they're all going, and it looks much, much better when you drive up my driveway. But they clean gutters out. They wash houses, sheds, barns, sidewalks. It's always nice, man, when you get your sidewalk power wash. It looks like you put a brand new one down. Driveways, if they're cement, they don't power wash. Blacktop driveways, I don't think. Decks, steps, trucks. He was telling me he does fleet washing. A lot of it's on weekends where he'll go somewhere where they have dump trucks or tractor trailers and power wash them. He even does tractors and combines and big pieces of machinery. So he also does restaurant hood cleaning. I was always wondering, how do they clean up in them hoods and everything? So he does all of that. So give him a call, 858-9568. I've dealt with him. My daughter's dealt with him. Her neighbor has dealt with him, and we're all really, really happy. So he did allow me to give you a special, and this is a deep, deep, deep discount. The average house, 2,000, 3,000 square foot house, can range anywhere from $200 to $300, whether it's single, so I was going to say single axle, single story or two story or whatever. But anyway, depending on what size the house and how bad it is, but free estimates. But mention you heard it on this show, and you've got to mention it. You can't then call him after you had the work done. You got to mention it up front. 20% off. I wish I had that discount when I dealt with him. So anyway, 858-9568. Real good guy. I like him. Check him out. He's got a website, theprofessionalpowerwash.com, theprofessionalpowerwash.com, or on Facebook, Power Washing Delaware on Facebook. Tell him I sent you if you would. At least like his page on Facebook. So that's that. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Well, let's talk about
what?
Help
Tell me.
Wanted, maybe?
Help wanted. Okay, we really are moving right along.
We are.
We've hired a couple people recently, and everything's working out. We're really happy with them, and they're really happy here. And now we need more, and we're gearing up for something, folks. There's going to be another Weller's soon, and it's the corner of Lincoln. People say, "Well, where are you going?" We're going to the corner of Lincoln. And if you look at the corner of Lincoln, we've parked all these trailers there because we were tired of people just driving through the property and flying out on the highway and cutting in front of people. The reason there's a stoplight there is because I think DelDOT wants you to use it. So anyway, Weller's is going to be opening on the corner in Lincoln in the near future, maybe the next 3 months, 6 months. A year at the most. We got to redo the entrances and some stuff. But we're trying to get our staff together. We are, if you ride by Weller's in Bridgeville, you will notice, didn't we get a truckload of trailers in the other day, 24, 23 trailers on the load? We are buying extremely heavy between now and the end of the year. So you're going to see this property just literally fill up with trailers. So we need some help because we want to get them all put together in the winter so that by about March, we are poised and ready for business, because last year there was a trailer shortage in March and April and May, and we are so thankful we had the inventory we had because the turnaround time turned into awful. So we need some help. We need somebody to give us a hand. Brandon is looking for a guy to work under him, and this guy would put trailers, the guy, gal, doesn't matter, just somebody that can do the job.
Right.
But we want somebody that can put trailers together, drive the tractor, maybe learn to drive the forklift, put stickers on trailers, park them nice and neat and straight. We're out here now moving all our trailers, cutting the grass underneath of them, and we're really just sprucing the place up. We're trying to take it to the next level.
Correct.
In other words, we had a level, and now we've decided we're gonna raise the bar another notch. So not quite high enough. So anyway, if you have any interest at all, this is a part-time position. We can be very flexible on the hours. Just stop in and see Brandon. We don't want any phone calls. Here's what we really don't want. We don't want your mother or your girlfriend coming in saying, I'm tired of my son not working. I'm tired of my boyfriend not working. I want him to have a job. And they apply for you. We want you, who's interested in the job, to come in and talk to us in person. So we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 1. If you can get to Brandon, he's the guy you ought to talk to, if not Jason. So help wanted. Would you agree?
I would agree.
I do have something else I want to mention that I want to make sure people know about, and that is we sell sheds and carports. And both of these items are affected by the weather.
Right.
And this winter, and we have to think on a bigger scale than just Sussex County, because the sheds are made by the Amish up in Lancaster, and then the Carolina carports are made down in the Carolinas.
Right.
But then if you buy a shed or a carport from us, it includes delivery and setup. Is that correct?
That's correct, yep.
Okay. And we're into January already?
Yeah, the deliveries right now are pushing the end of December, January.
Okay. Now, and that's if there's absolutely no weather conditions between right now and January.
Right.
So what we're saying, folks, is if you're thinking about a carport for next year, if you're thinking about a shed for next year, it's kind of important that we start talking about it now. Is that correct?
That's correct. We don't want you to think about a shed and a carport come springtime and find out that.
Right. We don't want you to wait till January or February and hope you're going to get one in March or April.
Right.
Okay. Is that because everybody waits thinking I'll get my tax return, but we could talk about it now. They only have to put 10% down or maybe 15% at the most, right?
Right. Correct.
And then that locks it in and gets it ordered.
Right.
We can actually take the order and hold the order for a little bit, can't we?
Yes.
If they say, well, I really don't want it till May.
Right.
Plus, if there's going to be any price increases the first of the year, we can get them ahead of that too, can't we?
Yes, we want to take advantage of it all right now. Yep.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, if you're thinking about a carport or you're thinking about a shed for next year, now would really be a good time. We'll probably be beating this drum for quite a while.
Correct.
Or a bunch of little Indians running around. or drum majors. But anyway, so what we're saying, folks, is stay ahead of the curve. And that's what happened to us on trailers last year.
Right.
We had them, boy, but man, we because this year we've sold more trailers than last year. It's been a good year.
Right.
And we started running out and we started panicking. So this year we are going to have, my goal was to have 1,000 trailers sitting on the ground by the end of this year. And that's all we sell in a whole year. Next year we're going to try to sell 1,200. But, we're going to try to have them all right here. That way, if there's a price increase next year, I'm covered. If fuel changes and freight goes up, I'm covered. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve, and be real prepared for my customers, because I have a lot of competitors, but you don't see any of them stocking up. You don't see any of them, they're just there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in other words, so anyway, we're just letting you know at Weller's, we try to forecast, we try to think forward, and we'll take care of you. Man, the show is over, folks. Stay tuned for whatever's next. Check me out at Weller Does Delmarva. Call me if you need me at 337-7300. And other than that, have a good weekend. Thank you, Fran, and God bless you all. Bye.